2024 is the perfect time for you to go all in on YouTube and blow up your channel. And to help you do this, I'll be combining my team's 7+ years of combined experience and over 40 million views alongside 3 other YouTube experts, one with over 1 billion long-form views, another who's made over 20,000 videos, and one with more than 12 years of experience and over 400 million views to his name to walk you through the 4-step formula to succeed on YouTube in 2024. And if you stay until the end, you'll not only leave with a complete YouTube game plan for the new year, but we'll also give you a bunch of additional free resources to help make the process even faster. Part 1 is creating a personal brand, and you can do this in 3 steps. First, you identify your unique advantages. My unique advantages are that I'm young, I have lots of experience with YouTube, and I earn a full-time income while I'm still in high school. But your unique advantage doesn't need to be related to money or fame. Maybe you're great at playing the guitar, or you know more about history than everybody else. Just think of something that you're good at. And if you find that hard, don't worry, because your unique advantage doesn't even need to be a skill. For example, I have a friend who came from a family of immigrants and struggled his way up to a highly successful career as a top executive living in Dubai. His success story is his unique advantage. I also have another friend who's really funny, and his unique advantage is just how entertaining he is. Whatever it is, and however many of them there are, a unique advantage makes it way more likely that your videos will succeed, because unique things allow you to stick out and make it easier for viewers to like you. Then step 2 is to use your unique advantage to establish your niche. For example, my niche is YouTube education because I teach people how to grow their YouTube channels. But why the hell do you even need a niche in the first place? To keep it simple, let's say one day you make a finance video. YouTube shows it to a bunch of people, they like and subscribe, and then a week later you make a gaming video. Your subscribers don't care about gaming because, I mean, they subbed you from a finance video, so they just ignore the video. Worse than that, if your subs don't watch your new video, then YouTube won't recommend it to anyone new. You get no views and now you're in tears, so let's avoid that and move on to step 3, which is to become a magnifying glass. And before I explain what that means, first understand that the problem with a lot of smaller creators is that they try to replicate the success of bigger YouTubers by copying their styles, but usually just end up being a watered down version of that particular creator. For example, they might be the 1000th person to copy Iman Gadzhi's editing style and just always get looked at as a worse version of Iman Gadzhi. Why would anyone want to watch a knockoff Iman Gadzhi when the real Iman Gadzhi exists and still makes videos? The solution is to instead be yourself and magnify your best traits. If you're an energetic person, you'll want to be even more energetic in your videos because people will associate that with you and like you for it. Or if you're super strong, wear a tank top to show off your big muscles. Whatever it is, magnify this while still being authentic because obviously you don't want to come across as fake. And now that we've established our personal brand, you're going to start publishing content. But instead of doing this aimlessly and getting no views,
you're going to use an ideation strategy that makes it possible to 10x your views with 1/10 of the work. And I know it works because I've used it to get over 1 billion long-form views on YouTube in the last few years. You may have heard this before. If you improve 1% over time every video, eventually you will get better. But what you don't know is there's a way to get the same results without having to spend 1% increments over the course of months. You can easily get more views quicker if you focus on ideas. Now, this will depend on your niche, what your target audience is, and what your goals are. But generally speaking, a good idea will do most of the work for you, if not all of the work. I always tell my clients a good idea with bad packaging and bad editing will always outperform a bad idea with good packaging and good editing. I've seen this time and time again over my many years on YouTube. People might click on a thumbnail because it looks great, but they're never going to watch it all the way through if the video is fundamentally not interesting, and vice versa. Something that doesn't look necessarily good might be so compelling and exciting that you have to click. A great example of this is a video called "What if Forks Were Made of Salt?" The thumbnail is not hyper-produced, but the idea is so interesting, people kept clicking, and the video now has over 7 million views. On the other hand, if you get to a saturated niche, like, I don't know, how to start SMMA, and filtered by the last month, you'll see incredibly good videos with great thumbnails, but terribly low view counts. Why? Because they're the 1000th person to talk about the same topic from the same angle. Now, there's a very simple process to come up with good ideas. Let's say you're in the Minecraft niche and you're doing 100-day challenges. So we can do one of 2 things. We can do what's working, or we can go with a better option, elevate what's working. To do that, we add a twist to successful ideas that make them a little bit better. Let's say zombie apocalypse. It's something that's working right now, hypothetically. So one thing that we could do is we could do the mutant zombie apocalypse video. This idea is proven. It might do a little bit better, but it's not really that interesting interesting because of the saturation in the niche. But what would be something similar to a zombie apocalypse? Probably an alien invasion. So you can come up with something like, I survived the 100 days in Minecraft while being invaded by aliens, or by surviving an alien invasion. Now that's going to target the core audience you're looking for while being a brand new idea that elevates the concept of a zombie apocalypse. The same viewer is going to watch both videos and have drastically different experiences. Another way you can ideate that's highly effective is looking outside of your niche, but with adjacent viewer profiles. For example, if my niche was growing on YouTube, I could look at Nate because he has great videos on the topic, but something that might be better is looking at Eamon Ghazi, Jordan Welch, or Alex Hormozi. This is because those who want to get better at business have a similar mindset to those who want to get better at YouTube, and we can use what's working over there over here. So for example, Alex Hormozi has an absolutely fantastic video called The Blueprint to Getting Rich in 2024. We can take inspiration from that and do the blueprint to go viral on YouTube in 2024. This idea took 10 seconds to come up with, but it's going to be 10 times better than any idea I try to come up with based on the videos in my own niche. So try these two ways to come up with good ideas and see what happens. The key to success on YouTube is to come up with good ideas, execute, post them, and make your videos even better. And you do that by learning how to read the algorithm.
When you think of an algorithm, you may picture a cold, heartless machine passing judgment on your content while you hope and pray to earn its favor. But the algorithm is just people. Analytics are only showing you how satisfied viewers are with your video. Learn to read what they're saying and you'll improve your video's performance. Let's take a look at some key metrics. You've probably heard terms like retention, spikes, dips, impressions, CTR, CTV, AVD, and SEO. But which terms are actually important? And do you really need to make a sacrifice to your Mr. Beast shrine every night to get more views? Thankfully, you only need to worry about two metrics. The first is CTR, or click-through rate, the percentage of people who saw your video on YouTube and clicked to watch it. This is very important because if your CTR is low, it probably means your content isn't appealing to the audience it's being recommended to. And if people don't click, they don't watch. There can be a number of reasons people don't click, like an excess of similar videos or a low quality thumbnail. But whatever it is, the best way to ensure your CTR is high is to consistently adjust your titles and thumbnails so they show how unique your idea is. To do this, look back at your recent uploads and pay attention to what you did differently on videos with a higher CTR. Then try to replicate that approach. You can also study competitors making similar videos and try to come up with a unique way of presenting the same concept, just like we discussed in part 2, but now focusing on how to make the packaging more appealing. Remember, it's not necessarily about looking good, but making clear your idea is interesting and unique. The second most important metric is AVD, or average view duration, aka retention, which shows how well your video is able to maintain the interest of a viewer. YouTube puts a lot of emphasis on the first 30 seconds of video, as a large dip here indicates that your content is seriously misleading or of poor quality. So if you want to make sure people stay watching, you need to think of the intro to your video like a trailer for a movie. Establish not only that they'll be getting what they came for, but also that the presentation of that concept is of high quality and engaging. But it isn't just the first 30 seconds that are important. If the intro is the trailer, then the rest of the video is the actual movie. The best way to make people watch until the end is to split the rest of your video into segments that deliver on the promises made as the video progresses. But don't stress yourself, you're not going to get it all right the first time. That's why studying your retention graph is so important. For example, if you notice larger dips in viewership, it's important to think about why this happened, so that you can avoid making the same mistake in your future uploads. This alone can teach you so much about your audience, and will help you massively improve your performance if you apply what you learn effectively. By now, you must be asking yourself, what about editing, and what about thumbnail design? There are countless videos out there teaching you these skills, so I won't get too into that here, but the best advice I can give you is to always respect your viewers' time. Focus on communicating your video's concepts as efficiently as possible, while showing your personality and creating a compelling narrative around the information you're presenting. And always cut anything that doesn't serve a clear purpose.
And before we move on to part 4, which is arguably the most important step in this guide, let me introduce you to V.io. V.io is the most convenient and comprehensive online video editor for you and your next project. It's so simple and intuitive that you won't need to spend hours watching YouTube videos to learn how to edit like I used to. With V.io's new Magic Cut feature, you'll be able to simply drag and drop a clip into the editor, and with one easy click of a button on Magic Cut, voila, it does the work for you, saving your time and effort. You won't ever have to worry about silences, mistakes, filler words, and double takes or anything else when you're recording your videos ever again. And you also won't need to spend hours manually editing your own videos to find the right mesh of clips ever again. You'll get perfect videos in an instant. And the best part is, the Magic Cut feature works on videos of any length, no matter how lengthy they become. So podcasts, presentations, webinars, social media shorts, or whatever, V.io's Magic Cut has you covered. So if you want to spend less time editing and more time on things that actually matter, like ideation, then click the link in the description to learn more about V.io. I've even been using V.io for my personal projects lately, and it's such a time saver, which actually helps you execute the final and arguably the most important part of your YouTube journey, which is scaling.
As soon as you get some traction on your channel, you'll want to scale, because this will help you get better opportunities for you and your business and make more money. There are 4 steps to scaling a YouTube channel, and the first one is building a community. It's kind of silly, but humans like feeling like they're part of something bigger, and this is a shortcut to create a stronger bond with your audience. And building a community can be as simple as just giving your community, like the whole collective, a name. Or something more complex, like creating a Discord server or a Facebook group, something that Yes Theory did very, very well. They created communities all around the world that live and breathe their message. And this is the key. You don't want to just group a bunch of people together. To create a loyal community who'll support you and whatever you create, you have to ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? What do I want my community to be known for? That way you ensure you're creating something that sticks instead of a passing trend. And then comes step 2. And listen, a lot of creators make this mistake, and I've seen this so many times as a strategist working with different clients. They do everything on their own. This is a problem for creators because they get stuck in their own little bubble and they get sucked into their own confirmation bias. And this is why you need to network with other creators who understand you, who are in the same boat, and who can help you. But how do you actually network? Well, there is one rule that I live by. Valuable networking means you're giving more than you're taking. This comes in all shapes and sizes. It can be helping another creator come up with a better thumbnail and title, or give feedback to editors. Just reach out, have a nice little chat, and try to help. People feel the urge to reciprocate, at least most good people. So eventually you'll get help too. With that, you'll start knowing more and more people in the space in varying roles: editors, thumbnail artists, strategists, channel managers, producers, and that will also help with the last step, and that is monetization. The best way to monetize will be different according to the market that you're in. If you have a channel with a loyal fan base, Patreon or channel memberships will be amazing, for example. It will pay your bills while giving your fans the opportunity to support you with money. Now, the other way that a lot of faceless channels do it is YouTube AdSense, the most well-known way to monetize your channel, which is a cut that YouTube gives you for showing ads on your video. You can also go with sponsorships, and believe me, they are not as hard to get as most think they are. Partnering up with a channel is in the best interest of brands, because let's say you have a gym channel and there's someone else selling gym clothing, they'll do much better paying you to talk about their brand than using YouTube ads. Now, as far as how much you charge for this, it totally depends on what market you are in and what growth stage your channel is in. So the easiest thing to figure this out is by figuring out what other channels are doing. So that brings us back to networking. Now, once your channel starts to become profitable, you can go to step 4, and that is outsourcing. Now, this doesn't need to be hard. Just outsource the thing you're the least good at. Maybe it's editing. And if you did networking right, you'll realize you can easily find an editor who fits your style, is within your budget, and is willing to grow with you. Now, you can find people to work with in your fan base, Discord servers, or on X, formerly known as Twitter. Or you might go with the traditional route, and that is something like posting on Upwork. Now, you need to understand there are people who post portfolios that aren't theirs. So always try to vet the people that you're looking at. This is really important because there are some bad players in the space. What you could realistically do is ask around about these people. If you've done networking right, you will have a lot of people to go to and ask them like, hey, do you know this person? Do you know if this portfolio of theirs is legit? This way, I actually found out quite a few times that editors were boasting other people's works as their own. So be cautious. So as you see, It always comes back to networking.
Networking is also great to make YouTuber friends that hold you accountable. And now that we've talked this long, it's safe to say that I consider you a friend. And just like all my friends, I'm here to make sure that you don't get lazy and quit YouTube like a bum. So to keep you moving along on your journey, I've linked a bunch of free resources and videos in the description to help you along the way. Feel free to check out this video on my channel as well if you want to get better at YouTube.